Happy New Year's! I wish I could have put this video out early, but alas, I am awful with deadlines, and this video on itself turned out to be more difficult to make than what I expected. Today, I will be talking about the one Sharkboy and Lavagirl sequel. This movie, weirdly enough, surprised me, not in the sense where I would say, what a great movie, but rather in a, this was different than what I expected it would be. But before I talk about the new movie, I think it's important to first talk a little bit about the original, The Adventures of Sharkboy and Lavagirl in 3D. I think this movie is genuinely very interesting because while it's widely regarded as a bad or at the very least a low quality movie, it's also a movie that is in the minds of an entire generation of children that regards it as at the very least a childhood classic. It tells the story of Max, a kid who likes to write and draw, and essentially has a big diary with all of his personal OCs. His parents are always fighting and he has no friends, so he pretends that he is friends with his two main characters, Sharkboy and Lavagirl. Then, one day, a bully, who I am 100% sure has a child crush on Max, by the way, stole Max's OC book, and that originated like a big war into a dream planet. Look, this movie is very confusing and it kind of feels like a fever dream, but basically Max is essentially God and can bring things that are in his mind into reality. There's a planet that is composed of Max's dreams and is being threatened by this electric head thing who is also his teacher, and he needs to stop him with Sharkboy and Lavagirl, who again are his OCs. The thing about this movie, during most of it, it's kind of implied that everything is going on in just Max's head, but then 5 minutes before the movie ends is just like, no, actually Max is kind of a god and his dreams are manifesting into reality, and that's that. And then the movie ends. This movie is a fever dream, but I think that's good. Sharkboy and Lavagirl is an interesting situation because while the movie is confusing and weird, it's also extremely genuine. The author, who also is the guy behind the Spy Kids series, has this very unique way of approaching these movies. They don't really seem concerned with telling a super plausible story or making sure it's marketable towards a larger audience, but rather makes it so it would be memorable and a relatable story for children. The thing I like the most about both Sharkboy and Lavagirl and the Spy Kids movies is how the director seemed to just be throwing in the script and the visuals anything that he deems to be interesting or imaginative while following a consistent theme. This leads to these movies having a dreamlike, surreal structure. These are the sorts of films you remember scenes of it and wonder if it wasn't just some strange fever dream you had after eating too much sour candy. They're unapologetically strange, which leads to both some of the most memorable surreal child visuals and some strangely deep moments.
Do you think God stays in heaven because he too lives in fear of what he's created?
And what differentiates The Adventures of Sharkboy and Lavagirl in 3D from the Spy Kids movies is how weirdly emotional and melancholic it is. In a way, I see Spy Kids as being a representation of the clown kid. It's loud and extra, it can be smart at times, and is very much trying to appeal to a cool sense of childhood energy. Sharkboy and Lavagirl is like the quiet, artistic kid in the back of the class. They don't say much, but when they do, they either gain fame as the annoying smartass kid or the wise kind of weird kid. It's a movie dedicated to the kids who didn't have many friends, so they made them. It's a movie about the kids who would create entire universes so things made sense, worlds where they could feel powerful and grandiose. That's why this movie was kind of important to me growing up. How I know literally zero artists who don't pretend their characters are real sometimes. And some of them really do wish they existed and that they could be their friends. And I think that also shows one of the reasons why this movie is so special to so many people. Now, what about the sequel? At first, I thought the movie We Can Be Heroes would be similar to what the Spy Kids 4 was, an attempt to revive the series with new characters, while making it bland and forgettable in the end, which is the worst thing any of these movies can be. But this movie surprised me. You'll see why. This movie is a marketing ploy. Basically, the director was like, I want to make a new franchise, and for some reason was also with a crippling fear that it would flop. His solution was to bait the audience into believing this was a Sharkboy and Lavagirl sequel, when actually this is something that has nothing to do with it. At first, my theory was this was just a vision of Max's future with these characters, like a story he was making. But that's not the case, or at the very least doesn't say it. It's just completely different. It's another story, another universe, another context. And the concept is to show kids with wacky powers taking over the old regime. In a lot of ways, I think this movie is very political. It's obvious that the director has clear opinions about how the world is on fire. What if I make a movie about how adults are incompetent and lead to the world being on fire, and how kids should take over from now? It's even funnier because the president guy reminded me of Donald Trump so much, it's insane. Also, can I just say how this movie is already 100% better than something like Boku no Hero Academia? We were all bamboozled. And while that is pretty shady, it was also better than having an actual sequel. Sharkboy and Lavagirl is very genuine, and having a soulless, true sequel would be taunting, to say the least. This, while again being pretty sketchy, is still the director trying to do his own thing and trying to be goofy and say something, and also they kept the wacky graphics probably on purpose, which is honestly a power move. So in conclusion, the movie is nice for what it is, which is this brand of movies created by Sharkboy and Lavagirl and Spy Kids. Also, like, the child acting wasn't that bad. I thought it was very interesting. I really want the kid who made Guppy to like have 10,000 works in the future. That kid is very talented. It's strange because every single actor was actually pretty good, except the protagonist. And some of the power concepts were pretty cool. Slow-mo is the best character in the world. I love him. So that's the end of that. I'm not going to put a goal here because I don't want to break that again, but I swear I'm not going to stop to make videos at the very least. So slowly, I hope they can be each time a little bit more frequently, I hope. And also, the world is on fire. I'm not American, I'm not in the US, but still, it is pretty scary to watch what happened. You guys know what happened. Here in Brazil, things are also kind of bad. I don't want to bum you guys out with that. That's not the point of this video. So just stay safe. Just stay safe, you know? Just stay okay. Things are gonna turn out fine in the future. Just have that hope and try to do better things, I guess. Bye.